So now, all right, so now it's preparing, setting up for YouTube live. So let's go back to Facebook and do the same thing. It says you do not have permission, but I do have permission. So
Yeah.
I'll go over here. Okay, so we're live um we're live on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yes, but I'm hearing myself. So I'm
Hmm.
going to turn the volume off on
Mm.
that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go back to Facebook and see if it will allow. See, it keeps saying you do not have permission, but I do have permission. It's
Mm.
all set up. Oh, maybe you cannot um live stream to two places like you can on Be Live. On
Mm.
Zoom, you can only live stream to one place. I think that's what it is. And
Okay.
but they never said that.
Yeah.
When I resorted to everything and checked, it never said that you can only do one at a time.
Mm.
So that's dishonest on their part.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But at
Yep.
least we're live over on the YouTube. So that's better
Okay.
than nothing, right? I just have to turn the volume off over there, or I'll
Yeah.
keep hearing myself. So okay, well, welcome once again, my friend, to
Yeah.
episode 356 of the Jeet Kune Do Dialogues. So like I was telling you yesterday, you are probably one of the most technologically sophisticated people that I know. However, the thing is, I cannot, because this is Zoom and I have no idea how Zoom works. I
Yeah.
wanted to show people. You said that you can see share pretty easily on your screen.
I see the word.
Yeah,
Share
okay.
screen. I said share screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Maintain
So
current
let's
settings, split
see.
into this.
If I do
Shared content side
this,
by side mode.
okay. Because what I want to share is this shot from my desktop. Um, so because you see, it's so much easier to do this on Be Live, but I wanted to show people. I'll just do all of it in post, right? I
Yeah.
wanted to show people. I'm counting this picture that you sent to me. One, two, three monitors and two laptops,
Yes.
and one, two, three keyboards,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, yeah,
That
that's true.
so that's your
Yeah,
life.
that is a big chunk of, especially in the last no 3 months. There's been
Yeah.
working on the coding, but yeah, yeah, this is Video Central and Coding Central now. So yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, we are here to talk about um Ming's Core Lab, the
yeah,
ultimate fitness recovery and training app. So, like I said, I took all that from the website because I don't have a clue what it means,
yeah,
right? But but before we get to like the specifics of that, right?
yeah.
Would
Mm.
it be fair to say that Jeet Kune Do as a fitness vehicle is essentially your approach, Ming?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to take into account everything Bruce Lee said as far as the individual expression. So find your own way, find your own path, and so forth. There's certain, of course, foundational elements that have to be there, as with any system or human being, because we can't do something without being aware of our surroundings, our vehicle, what we've got, personally
Mhm.
bringing into any environment. We have, our feet on the ground, what kind of environment we're in, and so forth. We have our sensory vehicle that has to pick up everything. We have whatever we've trained for dynamic interplay, resisting opponents, um, variety of tool sets that you have and that you can use and employ based on perception, based on tactile read, based on um, your intent, whether or not you simply want to put your hands up and say, hey, I gotta leave, or survive, work another day, downplay the ego.
Right.
The big part is when you look at, especially in his I mean the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, when you're reading some of those elements, the philosophical end of it, people tend to get to the point. I mean, my as yours, of course, in the Inasano system, when you're training all these different arts, 7 different arts or whatnot, and then you put it to the test on Fridays or whenever it happened to be, you spar, that's where your truth comes into play. And none of the stuff that each of you who have trained within any of those arts, whether it's Jun Fan, whether it's, you know, CSW, or whether it's Kali or Scrimmer and so forth, though we train the same things, the same mechanical underpinning, once we get into a live scenario where we're having to engage, defend, employ the tools, we don't act the same. We don't respond the same. We don't. And this is where a lot of people, I think, get what Bruce Lee said wrong, as far as, because he went through the different process of Wing Chun, and that branching, and then he started discovering his own truth through that. He discovered limitations of it. He discovered, I mean, he's training with Judo Jean LaBelle. I mean, I mean, you don't see a lot of Wing Chun guys doing that, right?
Well, right, yeah.
So
Okay, but you know what? I gotta interrupt you there because
yeah,
are you under the impression he spent an extensive amount of time with Jean LaBelle?
no, he did not spend a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of the time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no. But
I don't I personally don't think that he did anything that would qualify as train with Jean LaBelle.
yeah, well, see,
Yeah.
when you're you yourself, you know what it's like. Once you've got enough rounded uh, exposure and experience with different body types and everything else, you can glean from a lot of different systems and different uh, people doing things. You can pull from
Yeah.
that pretty accurately something that will add to your own,
Hmm.
something that will,
Hmm.
um, and the more exposure you have to that,
Yeah.
like I
I
said,
mean,
I mean,
I think he was brilliant, and I think that he was a quick learner. Inasano tells the stories about, you show Bruce Lee something, and in fact, I think Inasano even said one time that he showed, what was it? Was it focus mitts? But it was something like Bruce Lee. He showed something to Bruce Lee, and Bruce Lee was like, yeah, yeah, maybe, I don't know if I like it. And then
yeah,
like 2 weeks later, he's got a whole set of stuff developed for it,
yeah, yeah,
right?
right,
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I think that that he could possibly learn faster and more on his own, just being pointed in the right direction,
correct. That's an
you
excellent
know,
point. Yes,
right?
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
Cass told us a story a couple of weekends ago that Inosano shows up at the house and
Mhm.
Bruce Lee has a judo gi wrapped around the Wing Chun dummy,
Mm.
right? And
Yep.
so he's whatever that throw is called, right? So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
he's right and going against the leg on the dummy,
Sure, sure.
right? Like a
Yeah,
reaping throw or whatever,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And he's just cranking it on the
yeah,
dummy. So Inosano says, Bruce, I'm here, but I gotta go run an errand,
yeah.
right? And he
Hmm.
takes off and he's gone
Yeah,
for like an hour. And when he comes back, because see, he didn't want to stick around because he knew if he stuck around, he
Yeah.
was going to take the place of the dummy. So he comes
Yeah.
back.
No doubt. No
He
doubt.
comes back
You
an
need a good
hour
dummy.
later, right?
Hmm.
He comes back an hour later because he figures, Bruce Lee would have moved on. Bruce
Hmm.
Lee is still in the same spot in a puddle of sweat doing the
Well,
same thing.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that type of stuff, I think he could definitely pick up on stuff. But what I want you to answer is for you
Hmm.
as the founder of Core Jeet Kune Do,
Yep.
is physical fitness the priority, um, especially because Bruce Lee, as let's call him everybody's role model, was such a specimen
Yeah.
of
Hmm.
fitness.
Right.
Is that for you? Is it like fitness first, everything else second?
Let's put it this way. What is your goal in training self-defense? So when you look to what your goal happens to be, and some people will go in and it's not much more different than dancing. So they want to go in, they want to learn some moves, they want to feel good, they want to join a
Hmm.
community, they want to socialize. And then there are those who have been in fights
Hmm.
or, survived life-threatening encounters. My perspective has always been from surviving life-threatening encounters. Now,
Okay.
how do you train for that? How do you prepare for that? You can train like crazy with all the techniques you want, and there's plenty of technique hunters that fail when it comes to fighting. Um, but when it comes down to surviving against somebody who has really got an intent to harm or kill you,
Yeah.
your body physicality and conditioning has to be there because over the 35, 40 years, even more, I've trained with, I mean, multiple opponents. Once you start adding more opponents, the drain on your body is incredible.
Hmm.
You're conditioning that subtext that allows you to uh, move, express yourself into the fight can't be the weakest link because anything else you try to do or want to do, even just to escape, fails if your legs can't carry you to a
Right.
certain point once you're,
Right.
and then I'll have, and I have experienced this, and you probably experienced this quite a bit too, as most instructors do. You'll get these people that come in, and man, they look like they are the fittest people on the planet. I mean, muscles, tattoos, they look like specimens and they can't hold focus mitts up for 30 seconds, 40 seconds without dropping them just under punching.
Yeah.
And that itself, when once you get in a fight, once we start the sparring, the people who have the idea, oh yeah, they're gonna come flying in the sparring, you literally, no matter how big they are, how fast they are, whatever else, hold off for 30, 40 seconds. If you can hold them like that, they will gas out. That's the majority of the people that come into training with that idea that they can do
Hmm.
this, but they
Hmm.
don't have this underpinning, this subtext of a conditioning built for fighting
Right.
and for resisting opponents who will, um, yeah, I mean, tear you up. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Did you
that's.
did
Mhm.
you have an understanding of that from day one, or was that, or did you go in, let's say, I'll make it up, technique oriented. I want to learn all these cool techniques, and then realize, oh, if you're not in shape, techniques don't matter.
For me, there is the drain of the mental anxiety of the fight or the anxiety of a sparring scenario from my first days going into it. Now it's like it's fun. It's just an engagement. The early days, because I had my oldest brother, when I was 12 years old, and He's got boxing gloves. He's got the Bruce Lee Cobra gloves on, basically the he's ready to pound my head in. We did lots of sparring. And that was where I grew up on a dairy farm. So I was working in the barn before school, then after school, and then you get your 8 hours of sleep if you get that, and then do it all over again.
Right.
365 days a year. It doesn't matter what the weather is, whatever else. Your
Yeah.
conditioning is
Now,
already
yeah,
there. So
now I
when you have,
remember.
yeah,
Okay. So you know
yeah,
what? Your
mhm,
early life definitely prepared you for your current life because you told me
truly,
yesterday,
truly,
right?
yeah.
Over, I don't forget over a period of time, but you've been surviving off 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, this entire last week, I mean, I literally took a nap today because like 30 minutes before
Yeah.
coming on to here, because I was training hard this morning. I got up early. I went to bed midnight, got up around 4 because I was working on the Android version of this app, and trying to get
Right.
that out. And it's like when my brain starts firing up into the code mode, it's sleep and eating and drinking.
Yeah.
They leave, and then they're like distant memories, and then.
Man.
But yeah,
Oh man.
there's only so many, like we've talked before. You can only sustain that. Like it, if I don't take at least a 30-minute nap, then I'm going to be there's a decline in health starts
Mhm.
coming into play.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so, but like 5.5 hours, I'm good.
Okay.
Uh, but my mom was always like that too. So I take after her sleep patterns, I think.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's built in. It's
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
your. I guess it's part of your system. Let me ask you this:
Hmm.
what are the indispensable pieces of software that a martial art instructor should be using today?
Well, I just happen to have Ming's Core Lab, which is a pretty fantastic. I'm telling you, the people that my students and so forth who have got this, they said, I thought, okay, well, this is because people who know me, they know that I will dip into learning something and going heavy and deep on it.
Mhm.
And I said, well, I'm going to make an app for this because I wanted to track my soreness and from the workouts and things like that, and actually get data and so forth that's relevant to it. And they, one of them, one of my students, Anna in particular, she said, well, I thought this was going to be just one of the things where, okay, you're going along this pathway and you're going to learn. And then she said, but no, this is like a real app. This is like something you can use. It's useful. Where
Right.
I'm actually using this daily. And it's like, it's that was it blossomed from wanting to know my soreness because it wasn't anything like that. And the apps have subscriptions, and I hate subscriptions, man. And
Yeah.
I hate that the data is offloaded somewhere. So I wanted to create something that was just for tracking my soreness, body map, something that you just don't see anywhere else. And
Hmm.
so what I did then was I got to that point, and it's like, I need to I need to do something with the charts. I need to get some good graphs. So I went, and I did a lot of analysis on pulling up and visualizing graphs and charts and so forth. And then it was like, then I kind of need a calendar because it's like, and it just blossomed and it kept going. And it's like, this is, if I just put some videos in here, I can actually have this where I can actually log my videos and so forth, my actual
Right.
training on whatever days. And it's just, then it just blossomed into this fully functional,
I
fully
see.
functional app. And it was just like,
I
now it's
see.
24 languages. Yeah.
Right. I see how that works. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we talk specifically about Core Lab, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What what is the because I am such a Luddite. I have the reason why we remember we talked about this. The reason why
Yeah,
I
yeah.
cannot,
Yeah, yeah, you have an
skirt and whatever.
iPhone. What is it,
I
the
have an
7?
iPhone
You have a
7,
7. Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I
Hey,
can
it
so
works.
yeah,
Absolutely.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Functional.
makes phone calls, it
Yeah.
can send text messages,
Yep.
and more often than not, it can connect to the internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But not
Absolutely. Yeah.
always. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So, needless to say, I do not have a fitness app. I don't have a watch that does it. What
Yep.
is the appeal? for these things? What promise do they, I mean, they're so popular, so
Are you
there
talking the
must
app
be,
or are you talking
I'm talking
the
about
inter
the
the whole
industry of
the whole
fitness apps. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's the appeal and what's the
The,
promise that what do they promise to deliver?
a lot of them outside there my my particular method for teaching is not one where I'm like, yeah, great job, and so forth. I'm not that person. I'm like, I'm analyzing and I'm saying, excellent, that was good. And I'm looking for the narrowing down and the reduction of errors. And when there's no comment from me, really, then it's like they know they've done right.
Uh-huh.
And it's not that I'm harping or just picking out that I'll just point out little things, or I'll tell them to approach it from this angle, do it this way, and so forth. And then all of a sudden, something will click.
Hmm.
It might have been, that they weren't rotating the knee in too far enough to turn the hip to rotate the shoulder and so forth.
Hmm.
And so those little elements that I tend to do, tend to focus on and attack from so many different angles, uh, is how I look at it. So the app and how I wanted to have this was like my students would tell me, this is Ming in your pocket. So it's like you should just go there because it's not sitting there cheering you on. Although I did add achievement levels because one of the students says, I kind of like it when I achieve something, I get these badges and so forth. So I said, okay, so I had to research how uh, how to how to put that into play and which
Right.
ones are best for people because like I said, I'm not that person. So, but I did put it in there because they like that. And I said, okay, well, this is something. The other industry that has it, their main playbook is to keep the cycle of engagement going because then there's always one more plugin you can add or keep the
Uh,
subscription going,
right.
and it's a monthly thing. Mine is like right now it's 120. I plan on about 200 exercises in there that are curated specifically for fighting
Hmm.
to help underpin, the body. I have a couple more apps going on too that will come after this, but this is the one that will get that. So the other ones, and I'll watch people who are using the other apps, and I like the integration between any other type of whether it's a watch or a Fitbot or Fitbit or whatever else that they're putting into play. Anything that can put into your health app,
Right.
this particular app can actually extract and draw from. So you don't have to have an Apple Watch. You can have a bunch of other devices. Um, but I'll watch some of them doing that, and they'll train and so forth. But you get the typical jumping jacks or burpees or whatever else. It's like ad nauseum. You, Mine is developed for how I train my students. I mean, there's stuff in here that it's like I'll tell the students, okay, we're going to try this, and I test everything to make sure I can do it before I tell anybody else that it's something we're going to try. Because if it's not humanly possible, then then I won't put it in there. But
Hmm.
I'll create this stuff that they then have to sit there and work. And the exercises that we do, because they're so odd and because they hit you so hard from different angles and so forth, and they're unusual. Again, they're like I said, they're not the jumping jacks. They're not the. I mean, I have stuff with rope. I have stuff with sticks. I have stuff with the medicine balls that
Right.
isn't typically done.
Yeah.
And and
Well,
so
you sent me the video. Essentially, it's
yeah,
you on all fours
yeah,
crawling backwards.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
First on your hands are on a tie pad,
yeah,
and then you crawl backwards along a tube,
yeah.
then
Cylinder that's been
onto
reinforced.
a balance board or
Yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah,
and Okay, so now is there somewhere that people can go to, since we can't do the screen sharing and
Yeah, yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
can people go right now to see that stuff? Is that all on Core
I haven't
JKD?
put I haven't put that up yet. So what I'll
Okay,
do is I'll put that up tomorrow. And
yeah.
what I'll do is I'll put that on YouTube so people can see it, and then I'll put it up
Okay.
on Facebook
You know what
so
I'll
they can
do
see it.
too? Okay,
Uh-huh.
so I'm gonna make a, I gotta find a pen that works. I'm gonna make a note
Yeah,
because again, with the recording, I think I can insert that video here. Now, of course, it won't be professional like you, because you could insert a video and have the voiceover. You know,
sure, sure,
me,
sure.
when I splice that in, it's gonna be silent.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
because
yeah,
I
no
don't
problem. Yeah,
right. But
yeah.
I do have to. So here was one of the things that I was gonna screen share if Be Live was working.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There is a clip now. By my standards, it's viral because it has over 1,000 views. That's
Hmm.
viral for me, right?
Sure,
It
sure.
is the clip. It's a short that
Yeah,
you did
yeah.
from, when we were in Chip's backyard a couple of years ago,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And again, I have no idea how you enhance the audio on it or whatever, except, folks, let me just tell you, it is a marvel to just see him set up, okay?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
With
We did have a setup there.
right?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
between the mics and the cameras and the whatever. Anyhow, but that bloody short, okay? That more people have watched me in that thing than in any
Oh,
other
wow.
thing that I have ever put
Okay.
up. And that's
Okay.
all because of you.
Oh, wow. Wow. I'm happy to do that. I think that the cool part that I pointed out that wasn't there in the video because we shot quite a bit. I think it was like 4 hours, 5 hours of stuff was what people don't realize is when you're working with Dwight, as soon as you engage with him, you can feel the solid structure underneath there. There's there's a foundation of experience that you can immediately feel. If you've got any experience, you can respect that right off the bat. So that was the one thing that, and I pointed out to the girls that were there. I said this is how you know you're touching experience because you had not only were you trapping my leg at that time, but you had great pressure, but it wasn't overbearing, but it was like a consistent presence that said, as I move, you're going to feel it, that sort
Mm,
of thing. So that was cool. That was cool. And
yeah.
that's what people don't realize about you, I don't think, uh, is your functionality. You got a lot of built-in functionality, and people may not realize just how cool that is to feel
Yeah.
on first touch.
Well,
That's awesome.
that's because I try to make sure, they see me doing a lot of talking,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I
Sure.
want to be sure, I want to
Yeah,
be sure that if people
yeah,
expect, they're like, oh, it's not just talking. But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
this is not about me.
yeah.
This is about you, right? So that, going back to that exercise, here's what you said. This is something that you're doing after 2.5 hours
Yeah,
of
yeah,
core and legs.
yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You know that next Monday, I think it is, you're going to be 54.
59,
Oh,
59.
okay. Well,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah,
Okay. But
yeah,
see, that's the problem.
yeah.
You think you're 54,
Yeah, I
right?
think I'm 43 is what I think I am. Yeah, that's why I'm doing all this. Yeah, it's
What the
cool.
hell is 2.5 hours of core and leg workout, man?
Yeah, yeah. It's the students that did it on Tuesday are sore today. And this is Saturday. They're still feeling their abs.
Yeah.
Uh, it's pushing boundaries and barriers. In There are some cool ways, like on that balance board,
Hmm.
that you can hit the core from your hip flexors all the way up to the xiphoid process.
Right.
I mean, fully engaged. And it's like you've never felt it like that before.
Right.
So when I feel stuff like that, it's like, we gotta expand on this. and then
Okay.
and then
Okay.
we'll increase it to, the legs and so at the end, when we're doing things like that, that require all that fine motor skill, that's kind of when I want to hit that type of fine motor work
I
because
see.
the it's like in any type of thing when you're fighting, when you're exhausted and then you have to have your body rise to the demand of what's coming next, whether it's knife work, whether it's, karambit or whatever else, or rope and you're working that, you've got to have that fine motor skill in there. But if the
Hmm.
brain is so fatigued and because the body is so fatigued,
Hmm.
you have to engage a different type of focus. You have to engage a different type of tolerance to maintain this fine
Right.
motor skill over
Right.
a long period of time. That's why that crawling backwards and so forth. That's Everybody loves it though.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way. Everybody loves it. They love it. Yeah, they keep
Yeah.
coming back
Okay.
for the pain. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, man. Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta be doing something right. I mean, Anna and Ninja, they've been with you what? I mean,
I think Anna's probably 11 years plus.
okay.
Uh, actually more. Geez,
Yeah.
probably 14,
Yeah, I think so.
15, 15
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, I think
Right?
Ninja's like 11 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And we've got Marco in Germany, and then we've got a few others. We got another Dave that's been with me for a while. You'll see him. He's a big guy.
Hmm.
Uh, has his hair back and so forth. Uh, just
Yeah.
life gets in the way, and they're gone, and they come back. You know how it
Right.
is.
Yeah.
And but yeah, they're
Okay. All right. So, okay. So again, sorry guys that we can't do professional screen sharing
yeah,
stuff and what have
yeah.
you. But okay, anybody who wants to take a look at Ming's core lab goes where to take a look at it?
Yeah, you just
Well,
do mingscorelab.netlify, netlify
okay.
app, and that's the website for the main app, and that'll give you all the links to the Apple Store and so forth, and eventually the Android
Right.
store.
Okay.
And or just look up Ming's Core Lab up on the Apple Store. Yeah,
Right. Okay. So now, like it says on the website, the ultimate fitness recovery and training.
yeah, hmm
And I wondered about that actually
hmm
because so it isn't training and recovery, it's recovery and training. Is there a
yeah.
specific reason for that?
Well, you want to. So here's, back in the old days when I tried the bodybuilding phase of my life,
Uh,
way
uh,
back. The one of the main things that I have, and you probably have, is the overtraining aspect. We tend to go too much, especially early on in our lives. I mean, it was for me, it was like literally 7 days a week training, and then it went
yeah.
down to 6 days eventually. Now it's and so
Yeah.
forth. And but so it's the understanding that recovery, in order for you to perform at your best, recovery has to be in there. You have to understand whether it's sleep or lack of
Hmm.
sleep in my case, nutrition and so forth, but
Hmm.
also what muscles are sore. Are they super sore from one workout to the next? Does it take 4 or 5 days? You don't want to hit those muscles again. So you'll look at how fast you recover from particular exercises or duration of exercise and so forth. And then you start, well, you go ahead. Now you have a visual indicator so that you can now
Right.
train the other sets of muscles and so forth. Um, so recovery is huge. I mean, it's mental as well. I mean, it's mindfulness. It's all of these things that come into play.
Hmm.
Um, when you look at uh, if you have recovery as kind of like your overriding mentality, then you can train with an idea for not breaking yourself because my my I had so many I mean cracked bones, a lot of stuff with the neck and the discs and still I broke the pinky a while back. tore the tendon on the one. I mean, it's there,
Uh-huh.
and
Yep.
this is this is at my age, 59, and I'm still doing that. So it's like, but I'm much better. I'm much better. It's meaning I now will go into something that's like, okay, I'm gonna go into this full blast and so forth. It's like, all right, I know how this is gonna turn out. I'm gonna get injured. I'm gonna, it's gonna be another
Mhm.
3 weeks or whatever else before I can actually engage fully in that. It's like, okay, I'll back off on these last sets and I'll, you know, it takes 59 years for you to get to that point where you where you realize, all right, it's time to
Yeah.
chill every once in a while.
Yeah.
Let the body heal.
What's one of the things I miss the most? I can't kick people in the head anymore unless
Oh,
they're
really?
really short. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Huh.
Yeah. I can't
So
not.
all you do is you bust their knees so that drops them
Yeah,
and then you kick them in the head. I
right.
see it. I
Yeah.
see how that
You
is. Yeah,
know,
yeah.
that was a huge realization. And then so
You
then I
know, I
went and
believe I saw you in a photograph kicking really quite high. I think it
yeah.
was like some old, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's yeah,
That was
right.
like,
So you know what I did? I found a thing. It's called hyperbolic stretching.
okay. Hmm.
However, you can only look it up on the phone, right? I can't get the
Ah,
video onto my computer, right?
okay.
And
Yeah,
train from there. No, it has to be on
I
here.
see.
So I'm
I
like, you know
see.
what?
Yeah.
I'll just never regain that ability to freaking
Yep.
kick people in the head,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, is how much of it really, Ming, is how much of it is really physical? Like me not being able, like me losing flexibility. It is it true that stuff just happens when you turn 50 and you start to go downhill? Or like can Bill Wallace still kick over his head?
I saw Bill Wallace kicking like crazy after a hip surgery, hip replacement, right? I
Ah,
mean, it's the main thing is recovery time. For me, it's a matter of, I mean, the main thing, this,
mhm.
this is my eyes betraying me at
uh,
40, 48 or something like that. All of a sudden
uh,
now I've got this, I can't see close up and it's like, oh, that
right.
bothered me more than you can imagine. Because I would do exercises with the eyes and so forth, but it's like it's that same process that some things are just going to start reducing for my physicality going into it. The biggest thing I had to do is adjust my mind to not continue to push myself because uh, healing and recovery time is
Mhm.
longer,
Okay.
and that's what you have to look at. So
Yeah.
your training itself gets more refined. Now however, you're up there, you're training the one best thing that keeps you alive and in the game, and that's your brain and your communication and your analysis of watching your students. So I'll watch you when you're training in your videos and so forth. You have a complex set of 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 these patterns. When we were doing the Kali classes, it was like at 9 o'clock at night after like 2 or 3 hours of the other classes with Muay Thai and it was Silat, and then it was like, now we got to do all these patterns when my brain is fried and I get up at 4 in the morning. So it's like 9 o'clock at night and I'm training and we're trying to remember all these patterns. It's like, for me, that was a stretching of the brain that I still benefit from today. But
Mhm.
when I watch you do your teaching and training, you have a clarity and a mindset, and you also have that analysis because every single human being that comes to you has a different problem, has a different solution that you have to find for them at times. And so keeping that brain engaged, that social
Yeah.
structure engaged, and your
Yeah.
analysis, your tools like that, that's going to help you. Now, you could kick somebody in the head. You could train to do that again. What's your priority? See,
Mhm.
the it's that's not a priority for you anymore because I mean, back then, that's flashy. That's something that everybody did. I mean, we
Right.
were watching these Taekwondo guys from way back when I was 11 years old, 10 years old, or whatnot.
Yeah.
And you see them doing the
Uh,
spin kicks. And I used to do all that too, I mean, flying, spinning, and just, kicking like crazy. And when you realize how fights really are, yeah, you can take somebody in the head on an incoming, but what are the chances of them taking you to the ground because you're balancing on one foot? Now you're off balance because maybe the ground is, it's sandy or it's got leaves on and whatnot. So you kind of minimize what's more functional. And I think you're probably just working on, high kicks are nice and that's great, but is that a priority to you?
yeah. Yeah.
But I have absolutely no doubt if you wanted to, you could put that back into play. You would just
Well,
have to stretch and go through the pain again.
yeah, right. Well, we got 11 days for me to sit down and decide, okay, what's going to be priorities in 2026,
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, one of them might be to, upgrade this bloody thing. And
Man,
right. But
they've
I'm
got some
not
cheaper phone. You could buy them
I
refurbished and you'll still get like 10 years later than the one you got.
right.
for, for the same price as what you
Yeah,
probably
it's
paid.
it's it's
Yeah.
just the second that it's like I have to, it's not easy. So because I've tried.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm gonna stay with AT&T because
Mm.
they know me and whatever, right? And
Yep.
you go online and you start doing this and you do this, and then there's a hiccup.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I grew up as the guy
yeah.
who went into action when things went wrong.
Mm.
I
Hmm.
was the irregularity coordinator.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when
Yeah.
something goes wrong and
Yeah.
I'm online and I can't find how to fix it immediately, I
Uh,
drop it. I'm not interested.
okay.
I'm
Okay.
not interested, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I
Yeah.
go to Verizon and then something else goes, right? And they just don't,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
ah, it's terrible. I'm my own worst enemy,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So okay, so would it be, when people put something on the market,
Yeah.
part of the advertising or to use the phrase marketing of it has to be, well, this will do for you what other similar things will not,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I know that one approach that you've taken is it's not um, a low entry fee, and then you don't realize that you've signed up for a
Correct.
monthly subscription,
Correct.
right? It's a
Correct. Yep.
one-time thing,
One-time fee, man.
right?
One-time fee. Everything is on device. I
And
mean,
the
all your data.
updates are
Yeah.
free and all that.
Updates are free. I mean, I'm going to be putting in more, some cool visualizations that I'm working on using Brownian motion and so forth. It's a little complex, and I'm having a problem trying to coordinate because I'm trying to get the watch to do it as well.
Mhm.
Um, but again, it's all on your app. And the cool thing for you, just so you understand, the new phones, you can
Yeah.
actually um, stream it to your TV. You can actually, or your iPad, if you get an iPad. And the thing is,
Really?
with the new updates on, if you're using a Mac on your, this particular app itself, you
Uh-huh.
can actually run it through your computer because it has an iPad ability to play iPad apps, and it is an iPad app as well. So
Wow.
you can actually watch it on a bigger screen. There's your stuff right there.
Oh
That might
man.
that might force you to get that new
Yeah,
phone, man.
yeah, yeah. Damn. Well,
It's like,
we'll see. We'll
you know,
see.
you're
I'll
going with
I'll
an
go
iPhone
kicking and
7.
screaming,
Yeah, yeah,
right? I'll go
clearly,
kicking and
clearly.
screaming.
Yep.
But yeah.
Lower
Okay.
kicking and screaming, but yeah.
All right. Okay. So tell us again. What's the all I remember it's
Yeah, I mean, you just
netlify.app, right?
Netlify. So just Ming's Core Lab.
Ming's Core Lab, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Dot
man. I really
Netlify.
wish that we were able to get
Yeah, I
Be
know
Live to work.
there's some cool visuals that we'd like to
Yeah.
show you, even just for the videos that I sent you and stuff too.
Um.
And
Okay.
but
Well,
if they just go to the App Store too, and they just
right.
type in Ming's Core Lab, it'll pull up, and it'll give you the website to check it out ahead of time for
Okay.
all the screens and a lot more
So
data.
I think what I'll do, because now I don't, when you work on Zoom,
Hmm.
Zoom ordinarily records to your computer. They do that automatically. But
Mm-hmm.
now with this live stream thing,
Uh,
I have to hope, right? I have to hope that everything worked well on
yeah,
YouTube, and then
yeah.
I can go to YouTube and I can grab that video, and then I'm gonna come back and I'll take the screen grabs of the app that I
Mm,
have,
okay.
and then and I'll do stuff on it in post,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
And
And
I'll send you more
yeah,
info
notice
too if you
people
want.
how
Yeah.
when I say in post, like Ming knows exactly what I'm talking about. So now I feel technically accomplished, right?
Hey, it's not over till it's over. You're not dead till you're
Right.
dead, you know? You absolutely. We'll have you kicking over your head and we'll have you on a new iPhone, you know?
Yeah. All right.
Totally.
Okay. Well, listen, man, I hope that this helps to to promote your thing out there. I believe in everything that you do.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
one of the best out there, and
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad to call you my friend. I really am.
Yeah, same thing, man. It's cool to be in your circle. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So, when we got updates and what have you, let's do this again and talk about it some more.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
when once people have been working with it and you're getting feedback and what have you, yeah, let's come on and promote it again.
Even on just the once we figure out the Zoom and able to put up some screenshots or videos
Hmm.
and stuff, because I'll share some videos that I don't share with anybody else, so you'll get exclusive videos of us training and doing some crazy
Okay.
stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah, cool.
All right, man.
All right,
All
appreciate
right.
this a lot.
Ah, sure thing. All right, take it easy.